Good evening, everyone. Dr. Freedom here. And once again, as I said, there's probably not going to be any set photos or anything like that from today. They were at Sunny Bridge, I believe it's called. It's a training area. It's part of a military base. So, yeah, this was all closed to the public. You know, no public access at all. So, and it's kind of weird how they found that way to get around the set reporters now, where they can go out on locations on military bases, because then they know that, no one can get on the base to shoot anything. So, very innovative of them to do that. And as I said in last night's video, there's already somebody running around spreading fake rumors about who the villain is for Series 9 and who the big thing is. And it's like, it just drives me nuts, because this is a name that, it's popped up before. I like that. This is one of the people who were doing things earlier this season in the name of getting rid of quote-unquote spoilers. Yet at the same time, now they're claiming they're posting a spoiler. Come on, get real. It's like, come on. Plus, with the fact that this person is tied to a certain individual whose job could be very well affected if it turned out this was true. Come on. It's like, come on, tell me another one. Why don't you just tell me that the sky is green and that you crap, beautiful watermelon goo or something? It's just amazing to me why people who claim to be Who fans are running around for some reason in some childish, attempt to make other Who fans think something else is going to happen in the season that isn't. It's like, what's the point of it? Why are you doing it? It's just plain childish and stupid. But that's just my opinion. That's what happened. And like I said, I'm not going to name any names because they know who they are. And sadly, they're part of a very popular, Who clique that's out there in the area. And it's like, it just makes me upset when people do this. They go out and deliberately spread false information, just to screw with people. And that's one of the reasons I'm out here. It was, people like this who are spreading deliberate misinformation that got me started on this path, like going on 4 years ago. So, hey, if you want to keep doing it, guess what? We don't believe you. Have a good one. But okay, let's get into what news we do have. When some very, very fun stuff that was up today, especially if you're, into convention stuff. Because let's start off, let's get it rolling, let's go, 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 yeah. Oh, God, I'm trying to do that again. I can't believe it. And away we go. Here, sorry about that. A couple of clicks, and here we go. Okay, over on Anglophenia, Doctor Who's Day Roundup, Billie and Karen invade Dallas. That's right, Billie Piper and Karen Gillan were at the Fan Expo in Dallas. And this is very, very fun stuff. Karen and Gillan both had a Q&A session with fans at the Fan Expo down in Dallas. There's some very, very sentimental stuff, some very, very interesting stuff. Matter of fact, if you want to watch said panels, they've got them linked here on YouTube. I'm not sure of the quality because I haven't had a chance to sit down and have a good look at these. But here's Billie's panel. Here's Karen's panel. So if you want to go check that out, here they are. That way you can sit down and watch them. If I remember right, yeah, this one's like a half hour. This one, Billie's, was like 42 minutes. But it's, if you're a Who fan and you're into these kind of things, it's fun watching, okay? All right, jump on over to Doctor Who TV. Barrowman, it would be silly not to bring back Jack the Doctor Who. Now, how many times have we heard this song and dance routine going on? It's like, it's not that I don't want to see Captain Jack back, but he's the only one who's been, I feel bad for him because it seems like he's, other than a handful of fans, he's the only one who's even brought it up. Now, I'd love to see Captain Jack, Harkness back, but at the same time, can they recover from the disaster that was Miracle Day? It'd be great to see him back. It would be interesting to see how Capaldi reacts to him. So, but okay, let's see what he had to say. All right, speaking to the Ipswich Star, he said, quote, "I have to be honest, one person who's keeping Jack alive is John Barrowman, because I'm plugging him and prodding him and making sure he's kept out there, because one day he will return. I think they would be very silly not to bring him back. If they asked me, I'd be more than happy to go back. The air producer said they would allow me to go do it, but I've never been asked, and I don't know if I ever will be. The popularity of Captain Jack has not decreased around the world. It's actually gotten stronger. We're doing some audio plays that are coming out a little bit later this year. And what he thinks about Capaldi's doctor, if they did meet, he says, quote, I think he would look at him and say, oh, you're older than me now, end quote. Okay, so as much as I, enjoy the character Captain Jack, isn't necessary to have him back, I'd enjoy it, but at the same time, once again, I had to beg the question. Yet another modern Who companion who'd get brought back before a classic one. That's just me. That's my thoughts. But hey, more power to you, John. If you can do it, do it. All right. Next over on Wales Online, Eve Myles writes for Wales Online about her fight to raise money for a 3-year-old who needs a 60,000-pound operation. Now, the Broadchurch star is raising money for little Dewey James, who cannot walk without falling over because he suffers from a type of cerebral palsy. And for the past few weeks, there's just been one thing occupying my thoughts. She says the plight of little Dewey James. When you meet him, Dewey looks like any typical 3-year-old and lights up the room with his beautiful smile. But unlike others his age, he cannot walk without falling over or being in pain, as he has a condition called diplegia. I think it's called diplegia, forgive me. Diplegia spasticity, or cerebral palsy. Now his mom, Deborah, dad, Robert, and the rest of his family or friends are hoping to raise 60,000 pounds for him to have an operation. However, it's really a race against time to get the money, as the younger he is when it's carried out, the better his chances in life. And it says here, I'm doing everything I can now to help them smash that massive total, including a challenge which will see me face my fear of heights, more of this later. And I thought this was very, very sweet. This is very, very nice. Doing this for this poor kid right here who's been affected with this condition. But if you want to read the rest of it, it's right here. And she goes into what challenge she's talking about. Matter of fact, it says right here they'll climb Snowden to raise more money for Dewey if necessary. So that's really, really nice of them to do that, here in Kiowa. Okay. Keeping going, let's go over to Casturberus. Starfury adds more guests to their Time of the Doctor convention. Okay, now this is coming up very shortly, if I remember correctly. All right. And away we go. Sorry about this. I lost track of where I was at. Okay. All right. Okay, Starfury Conventions is one of the radically awesome groups. They'll be hosting the Time of the Doctor convention from July 3rd to July 5th at the Birmingham Hilton Hotel in Birmingham, UK. But it'll get to see the fabulous Jenna Coleman, Hermione Norris, Jonathan Bailey, Ellis George, and Anna Maria Marinka. Now, Q&A sessions, free or cheap autographs, nightly parties, and other activities will be available to ticket holders. So some activities are reserved for golden ticket holders. As Gus for Mummy on the Orient Express would say, isn't this exciting? It sure is. However, it's a bit more exciting that his additional guests will also be there. For more details and announcements of the additional guests as they come, there's the website, starfuryco.uk, or follow Starfury Conventions on Twitter right here. Here's the stuff you need to know, all right? Okay. Big finish. This is actually a bit earlier than we anticipated. Doctor Who, The Companion Chronicles, the first Doctor Volume 1's been released, and this is 4 stories, and this is very, if you're a big fan of the older series, or the very, very old classic series, boom, here we go. This is good stuff to listen to, all right? I get a kick out of the Companion Chronicles. I love the way it's told. It's told from the point of view of the companion. So, matter of fact, on this one we have Carol Ann Ford, Maureen O'Brien, Peter Purvis, with Alex Dunmore, Alice Haig, and Darren Strange. Now, if you don't remember those names, Carol Ann Ford played Susan, Maureen O'Brien was Vicky, and Peter Purvis was Stephen. And I like a lot of the stuff with Stephen, actually, and I never got to see a lot of his stuff on screen. So, really good stuff, Companion Chronicles. I always love Big Finish. I can't plug them enough. If you're into classic Doctors and you want to see brand new adventures with them, boom, here you go. All right. Jumping on over to Doctor Who News. Doctor Who comes to LEGO Dimensions. And once again, who do I have to shoot in this era of autocorrect? Now, people wonder why I get so miffed about this. This is your site. This represents your site. And I'm sorry, but you couldn't even spell the word dimensions? There's only 2 S's in dimensions. This says dimes. Oh my gosh. But Doctor Who comes to LEGO Dimensions. Doctor Who's become part of the LEGO Dimensions universe. The upcoming LEGO action-adventure video game. The interactive video game, which follows multiple characters from various LEGO sets in a virtual adventure, is due to launch this autumn. Now today, LEGO Dimensions announced on Twitter that Doctor Who characters will form part of the game. This follows the announcement earlier this year that LEGO characters based on Doctor Who will be released. Oh, God. That's what I get. My throat's still bothering me a little bit. All right. Will be released later this year. And other franchises include signed up, are included with this. Include Back to the Future, Lord of the Rings, Scooby-Doo, and The Simpsons. Now, players will build physical figurines, and then by placing them on the connected toy pad, Their figures are absorbed into the virtual playing world. The Dimensions game will be available for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, the Wii U, Xbox One, and Xbox 360. The game is due for release on the 27th of September. And lastly, on a sad note, we've lost two more folks who are in the classic series. Bob Hornery, who appeared in the Bob Hornery. Sorry about that. Who appeared in the 1979 Fourth Doctor story Horns of the Nyman. He played the pilot of the Waycott, you'll hit me in a second, the Sconin ship. He died on Tuesday, 2 days just before his 84th birthday. And Peter Howell, who I remember from the Mutants, back in, he was on that back in 72. He passed away on the 20th of April after a short illness. So if you're familiar with the classic series, these two faces will be very familiar to you. Well, guys, that's all I got for this one. Like I said, there's not much filming news going around. As far as I know, they're going to Fuerteventura, which is an island in the Canary Islands, next week. And hopefully, if we're lucky, we'll have some tourists and whatnot out there snapping pics, and maybe we'll get some more set pics for there. But as far as I know, they're only at the military base so far this week. I'm not sure on what's going on, for Friday or whatnot. But if I find out, I'll pass it on to you. Well, until next time, guys, take care, take it easy, have a good one. Dr. Freedom out. Later, dudes.